Why are people saying XRP critics will vanish forever? For years, XRP has been one of the most debated digital assets in the crypto space. While some investors openly mock it for underperforming during past market cycles, others quietly focus on its long-term mission inside the global financial system. Now, a growing number of commentators believe XRP is approaching a defining turning point, one that could permanently reshape its reputation. According to a crypto pundit, those who laugh at XRP may soon disappear forever, not because of hype or speculation, but because real-world adoption may finally speak louder than market narratives. As blockchain technology moves away from memes and short-term trading toward institutional utility, XRP's original purpose is starting to matter again. So, in this video, we are going to break down why that belief is gaining momentum, what it means for the market, and why XRP's story may be far from over. So why has XRP faced years of skepticism despite surviving every cycle? XRP has endured more skepticism than more digital assets, not because it lacks technology, but because its success was never designed to be immediate or speculative. During bull markets, assets driven by hype often dominate headlines, while infrastructure-focused projects quietly build in the background. XRP fell into the second category. For years, critics judged XRP almost entirely by its price action, ignoring its actual purpose. Regulatory uncertainty also added fuel to negative sentiment, allowing dismissive narratives to dominate social media. However, surviving multiple bear markets while continuing development is often a sign of structural resilience, not weakness. From a market impact perspective, this persistence has allowed XRP to remain positioned for institutional relevance when conditions finally align. So how is blockchain shifting from speculation to real-world utility? The crypto industry is undergoing a fundamental transformation. Early adoptions was dominated by traders chasing rapid gains, but today the focus is shifting toward real-world applications. Governments, banks, and payment providers are now exploring blockchain, not as an experiment, but as a tool for efficiency. This shift is crucial for assets like XRP. As speculation loses dominance, networks designed for practical financial use cases gain relevance. Market perception begins to change when utility replaces ideology. This transition suggests that future value may be driven less by narratives and more by measurable adoption, creating a more sustainable foundation for long-term growth. So, what makes XRP's design unique for global settlement? XRP was built specifically to solve one of finance's biggest problems, and that's slow and expensive cross-border settlement. Traditional correspondent banking systems rely on multiple intermediaries, pre-funded accounts, and delayed processing times that can stretch for days. The XRP ledger processes transactions in seconds with minimal fees and low energy consumption. Unlike networks optimized for decentralized applications, XRP focuses on value transfer at scale. This specialization allows it to act as a bridge asset, moving liquidity between fiat currencies without requiring banks to lock up capital in foreign accounts. From a market standpoint, this design directly addresses inefficiencies that cost the global financial system billions each year. So, why does institutional settlement matter more than retail hype? Retail speculation can drive short-term price movements, but institutional settlement determines long-term relevance. When banks and payment providers adopt a system, they integrate it into their core operations, creating consistent demand rather than temporary interest. XRP's focus on settlement positions it where financial gravity naturally flows, toward infrastructure that reduces cost and improves speed. Market impact becomes structural rather than emotional. Once institutions rely on a system for daily operations, replacing it becomes difficult, reinforcing long-term value. So, how is Ripple expanding XRP's institutional footprint? Ripple, the company closely associated with XRP, has spent years building enterprise-grade payment solutions. One of the most notable is on-demand liquidity, which allows institutions to use XRP to source liquidity in real time rather than holding dormant funds in nostro accounts. This model improves capital efficiency, a key concern for banks. While universal adoption has not yet been announced, Ripple has confirmed live corridors and partnerships across multiple regions. From a market perspective, incremental adoption is often more powerful than sudden announcements, as it reflects organic integration rather than forced expansion. So, why are critics focused on price while supporters focus on function? Critics often judge assets by short-term performance, especially during bull cycles when faster moving tokens dominate attention. XRP supporters, however, emphasize functionality over fluctuation. History shows that infrastructure technologies like the internet itself were undervalued until adoption reached scale. Market narratives frequently lag behind real progress. When usage becomes visible and measurable, sentiment can change rapidly. This disconnect explains why XRP remains controversial despite, con- despite continued development. Once utility drives demand, price discovery often follows. So, could XRP's utility force a sudden shift in market perception? According to crypto commentators like UnknownDLT, XRP's critics may disappear once institutional usage becomes undeniable. When real adoption reaches a tipping point, dismissive voices often lose credibility overnight. From a market impact standpoint, utility-driven demand tends to be non-speculative and persistent. As financial institutions increasingly explore tokenized payments and blockchain settlement, assets aligned with this trend may benefit disproportionately. Perception does not change gradually. It does not change gradually. It often shifts all at once. So, is XRP moving from speculation toward utility-driven value? The broader financial system is modernizing, and blockchain-based settlement is becoming inevitable. XRP's design aligns closely with this transition. While timelines remain uncertain, the direction is clear. Systems that solve real operational problems will outlast speculative trends. Supporters argue that confidence in XRP comes from what it does, not what people say about it online. As adoption accelerates, the conversation may shift permanently from doubt to recognition. In my own personal opinion, XRP represents one of the clearest examples of a long-term infrastructure play in crypto. It was never built to win popularity contests. It was built to solve a problem. While skepticism was understandable during periods of slow progress, dismissing functionality in favor of short-term narratives often leads to missed opportunities. If institutional settlement truly expands as expected, XRP's value proposition becomes difficult to ignore. Critics may not vanish out of embarrassment, but because utility will speak louder than opinions. In the end, markets reward relevance, and XRP is positioning itself exactly where relevance matters most. And this finally ends our video. Thank you very much for watching and see ya on the next one.